King Henry's being a little you know what?
Everyday musical theatre fans rely on soundtracks for access to their favorite musicals. These are their stories.
There we go. This next musical is called Six. Do you know anything?
No.
Nothing?
King Henry the Eighth and his 6 wives.
I'm not good at history.
There's 2 Catherines. There's an Anne Boleyn.
You're really spoiling everything.
You said, what do I know?
No spoilers!
You can just say you know the people.
Can I see the order that they all got outed?
No.
The Church of England was formed because King Henry VIII is a little bitch.
Just basically, you know the story of. You just know history.
Yeah, she knows
Yeah.
history, I don't. I'm really bad at dates and stuff.
Okay, but I also haven't learned about King Henry VIII since, like,
High school.
sophomore year of high school?
I haven't taken a history course in, when did we, 2 years ago? 2 years.
But yeah, this is actually a
As always.
fairly, like, recent. Well, this is from. Well, 2018, but it
Fairly
blew up
yeah.
from TikTok.
I know nothing about this. I'm not on musical theater side of TikTok, so.
I was on it for a minute. I don't know what happened.
Beheaded.
You're kidding me? You wouldn't let me say this when it's the first line of the fucking song.
I didn't know this is what you were trying to say.
I told you about it already.
Listen up, let me tell you a story. A story that you think you've heard before. We know you know our names and our fame and our faces.
I like how they took from the, dun, 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 dun,
This shit
dun,
slaps.
I didn't even know that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't get that.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so obvious. That was cool. I liked that. I learned something.
Henry especially likes it.
Yeah.
What do you think was happening in this, or at least what do you think it was setting up as the first song?
It's the introduction of all the wives.
Yeah, introduction and like a little bit of a history lesson, and it feels like they're kind of like plotting something.
What do you think that like they could be plotting?
Haunting.
What do you make of it being a more modern musical?
I've heard that it's supposed to be like Hamilton, so I think it's gonna be more of like just telling their story the way Hamilton did.
Okay.
Because I've seen that comparison a bit.
All of their voices were really cool.
I'm
They
so
sounded
annoyed with
so
myself
great.
because I heard all the ones, like all the names that I knew, and then the 2 that I always forget, they said them and I didn't understand what they were saying, fully just slipped right out my head, and I'm so mad at myself.
To send me to a nunnery.
Nunnery.
Let's go.
I like the drum line. Gotta say that. That was awesome. I'm definitely gonna listen to this in my free time.
It smacks.
It slaps, dude. I like the like big band drum line
Yes.
feel. I loved that.
So what do you think she was, you know, singing about in this?
King Henry's being a little
You know what?
It's just like she's recounting all their years of marriage and stuff. And she's like, you can't get rid of me because we're Catholic and that's against the Catholic Church. And
no way.
Church of England, baby!
I feel like this is easy to understand what's
Yeah.
going on.
Easier
so
than Stark.
I'm waiting for the like trick.
Wee wee bone short life was
I
a
know
chore,
that
so
word.
she said, say, don't worry, don't lose your head. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. He doesn't want to bang you. Somebody hang you. Here we go. Henry finds out and he goes mental. He screams and shouts like so judgmental. You damn it, witch. Mate, just shut up. I wouldn't be such a if you could get it up. Really goes what he said.
Imagine being so hot and powerful that an entire religion is created just for you.
This is Anne Boleyn.
Yes.
Anne Boleyn was so hot that King Henry VIII divorced Catherine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then he beheaded her because she was sleeping around even though he was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Because men are hypocritical and they suck.
The Tudors be like.
My heart of stone.
That was beautiful.
I do be loving her though.
I really love the style of all these songs. They're like,
So good.
it's different from what I've heard before.
Welcome to the house.
To the house of Holbein, ja. When the time comes for the Holbein portrait.
Wiener wird aus der besten Vengeance
We love club music.
That's where Spanish one got her portrait painted. I'm so mad that I forgot her name already. I'm so mad.
Harbine? The House of Harbine.
No, like the name of the Spanish lady who is the fourth wife. Who did not last long because she just got divorced very quickly because because Henry thought she was ugly compared to her portrait, so he said,
That's right, that's right.
in true King Henry VIII fashion, he said, no.
He swiped left.
He never said no backsies.
He crossed his fingers behind his back when he said I do.
I'm the queen of the castle.
Oh, I've
Get
heard
down,
that.
you dirty rascal. Get down.
I've heard that on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Okay, ladies, let's get in reformation.
Beyonce. It's Beyonce. Bam!
Dirty rascal. Get down. Yeah, come on. Ha.
I think that might be my favorite one so far.
I need a moment.
That was
I need a
awesome.
moment. Women.
She's in love with women.
Men too, but you know. You know how it is.
You know how it be. Yeah, we know. It sounds to me like they're doing kind of a more modern interpretation of what happened because they're talking about like profile pictures and stuff like that.
So do you think they're trying to like make it take place in modern day, or they're just making modern references?
I'm not sure.
I feel like it's modern references because like the horses and the loot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of both. So I think they're trying to just make it more relatable, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Is Anna of Cleves not the Spanish one? I know there's a Spanish one because she kept saying German stuff.
Yeah, no, I thought you said the last one was Spanish.
No, Jane Seymour's not.
That wasn't
Because
Jane
this is
Seymour.
this is wife 4.
That was 5.
The last song was
where
when they
the-
were going to get it painted.
Oh, they were connected. It was the same person.
Yeah. This is
Just
wife
kidding.
4.
Okay.
I think that's like the only disagreement there's gonna be on this soundtrack.
There you go.
All you want to do.
This is what I put on
We
TikTok.
can all agree
I'm
I'm the
10
10
amongst these
threes. Tall, large, Henry VIII, supreme
I
head of
think
the
I've
Church
seen
of
this on
England.
lesbian TikTok.
Yeah.
Blows a really nice guy, just so sincere. The royal life isn't what I planned.
King Henry wanted the booty.
They all want the booty.
That was relatable. Sadly. Relatable.
Always is. I say that like I'm not in like a healthy relationship.
No, but we all know people like that.
Yeah. Bro, she was just trying to find something real and it got her killed. That's the real tragedy.
Yeah. King Henry VIII really be having a temper.
But it's 7:40 and you're already like this.
Hey, I had caffeine and I haven't had anything to eat since I had caffeine. I'm vibing. Like, actually vibrating.
Oh god.
How many are left? 2?
This and one more.
Okay, so this is gonna be the last wife then. The one that survived.
The Spanish one.
This musical is so much, like, less stressful for me.
I know what's happening.
Yeah.
The life I made with
This has, like,
you.
Lady Gaga vibes.
But I can't say that. Not to the king.
We don't need your love.
How badass is that? She
That's
published
so cool.
the first book in England in English as a woman, like under her own name. That's really cool.
She said I sent the letter to my love, so I guess the
She
person,
had a husband
yeah.
that she actually loved, but
Or-
Henry was like, I want you.
Yeah, or if not a husband, like a lover.
lover.
Yeah,
She said she'd been married 2 times before.
and that didn't work out.
She was just
So-
trying to survive, so.
Yeah, she's like, when the men say you're getting married, you getting married.
Which sucks, but like she made the most of it.
Yeah,
It's cool that she still accomplished the things she did.
yeah.
It's kind of a recovery song.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do be feeling it. Are they gonna sing all together again? I want them to sing all together again.
It do be the finale now.
And the song is called 6.
Yay!
So,
All I need is 6. Oh, that's lovely.
Girl band.
We're 1. We're 6.
That's awesome.
So good!
Ah! So what it sounds like to me is they've like formed a girl band, but it's in context of they're doing this show about them together, and they're like addressing the audience at the end as like,
Yeah.
this is us, we're 6.
A part of like the first half of the song almost seemed like the Jane Seymour part seemed almost like ideal, like if she hadn't died. But everything else, it sounds almost like Catherine, like the last Catherine went and like got the stories of everybody to recount because she's the one who survived, and she wanted it to almost be like they're more than wives, so like here's their stories too.
We love a good English major analysis.
so what do you think like the costumes look like?
Ooh, good question. I think they probably vary based on the type of song they're each singing. I think that they each woman has an individual costume and they wear it throughout, but it's matched to their like style of song or whatever they're singing.
I feel like it's like they kept like the era more or less, but they made it a lot more modern looking. Like, I don't know, I'm just imagining like that type of like 1500s dress, or like, is it 1600s? I don't know. I think it's 1500s. Like dress.
1500s,
Yeah, but then it's like that type of dress, but like a lot more modern take on it.
So I think it's gonna, like, the main woman is gonna be looking very like pop star-ish, but then maybe background dancers are in the more like 1500 type, so that
Okay.
the main woman singing pops out. That's what I think.
So how do you think like all of the songs are connected? Like why are they telling them one at a time?
I just kind of get the like feeling that it's more like it's the type of musical where it's just kind of like a cycle, so it's just like each single one of them has their moment to tell their story, so it's just kind of like a timeline thing. Like each wife is like, okay, this is my story, this is my like, this is how I stand out, not just as his wife, and like a bit of like how they got with Henry, and then the song, and then it's just kind of like a cycle through it, like, because they were calling it like a history lesson almost. So I feel it was almost like that history class vibe where it's just like, here's this one, here's this one, here's this one, here's this one type thing.
Well, I mean, obviously they're connected by timeline, and then I think they're individual just to give each one a spotlight.
Okay. Who were the people portrayed in the musical?
Oh, great names. My favorite.
Okay, so there's Catherine of Aragon, who's the first wife, who was very like Catholic and devoted, and like her whole thing was like, I will be queen forever because you can't divorce me because of the Catholic Church.
And the first was Catherine of Aragon, not Aragorn.
But then of course Henry VIII created the Church of England because he said, oh, we're not Catholic anymore, and in my church that I just created the rules for, we can get divorced. Isn't that fun? And I think by the end of by the last song, either she ideally would have joined a nunnery, or she went and joined a nunnery after. I honestly don't know that.
Second was Anne Boleyn.
Then there's Anne Boleyn, who Henry VIII met while he was still with Catherine, and she was from France, and she was like the beautiful one, and so he had to, like, he divorced Catherine for her and created the Church of England for her, but she had a thing with someone else, and so he had her beheaded.
The third was Jane Seymour, I think. Stop it.
He was happy with her because she gave birth to their son. He like kept cycling through women because he wanted the male heir, but then she died in childbirth with the son, so then he had to find a new wife, who was the Anna, and
The Anna.
the Anna.
The fourth was the German one, I think. I don't know her name.
and she didn't look like the portrait that he was given of her, and he wasn't happy with her because she wasn't sexy, beautiful like he hoped she'd be. So he divorced her fairly shortly after their marriage. The next one, I'm still forgetting her name, and it drives me insane.
The fifth one was the fifth one.
But there's that one, and she was fooling around, and so like within their marriage, even though he was too, but of course she got beheaded for it.
And then the sixth one was the other Catherine.
The last one was the final Catherine. And the final wife, bless you. She was the one who outlived Henry because he died. Wow. That's obvious. And in the musical, at least, it seems like she's the one that brought together all the previous wives, or at least their stories to be told.
I'm not good with names, I'm sorry.
That's fine. I mean, yeah, it's like, it's not like they did say them, but they didn't say them over and over and like drill it into your head, so it's
Right.
fine, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think that in the musical, the only characters are the ones singing?
If there are other characters, they're more like, I feel like they're more of the side characters, so they do mention like the other lovers of the wives and like Henry's other women too.
Well, do you think Henry's in it?
Well, he obviously doesn't have singing lines, but I feel like if he's in it, it would either be as a silent figure that's just there as more of like to show him, or he would just like have speaking lines and that's it.
So what was the plot of the musical?
Oh, the plot was the different lives of the 6 women who all happened to be wives of Henry VIII, who were either divorced, beheaded, or died for various reasons.
I feel like the plot is just kind of like them like having a night to just tell their stories, so they're like kind of coming together to like show that they're more than just the wives and to like tell their own story.
Basically, it just kind of shows the timeline of all these wives and how, you know, like what their actual lives were besides just being the wife of Henry VIII, and kind of like why he married them, and you know, their life before, during, and after marriage, if there was an after, besides dying. And they were kind of in a band because of the musical, but yeah.
It could just be like the story of or like it could just be kind of like Henry VIII's life as told through the wives, but I feel like that wouldn't be as like powerful.
So unlike a lot of the Starkey musicals that we've been reacting to, this isn't online, so there's like no way to see it except live. Although it did originate on West End, and like I said, it's gone to Broadway now. Well, technically Broadway's closed right now. They are making it accessible in multiple places, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But for the costumes, like I'm usually not much of a costume person, but the way, like the meaning behind them, like just fascinates me. So
Look at that.
yeah, for all of the divorced wives, they have spikes on their head to represent the spikes of divorces. They also represent crowns, showing that they were royalty before they married Henry. For the beheaded wives, they had chokers to represent where their head was chopped off.
Mm-hmm.
The died and survived wives had the costumes most closely alike to real Tudor fashion, and they also wore hoop earrings, which could symbolize the circle of life, as well as royal jewelry they were given.
Interesting. That's cool.
The costume designs are so cool to me in this.
That's
Oh my
rad.
God.
Are there any background people, or is it just the 6?
It's just the 6. So
Okay.
there's no other
There's
character.
not even Henry then.
No, he doesn't even appear.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like, that's
I love
unique.
that.
Because it plays out as a concert, which brings me into the actual plot summary of that. They it opens up with them performing the first song because they're a band called 6. After the first song, they talk about how the whole purpose of that concert is so they can find out who's going to be the lead singer of the band, and they're going to do that by saying which wife had it worst. So these songs are all of them trying to be like, look how bad I had it, except like Anna of Cleves is just singing about like how awesome she is. And so any dialogue in between the songs are them being like, and that's why I had it worse. Like especially Anne Boleyn, like she's like, and I was beheaded. Like she keeps repeating that she was beheaded.
I love that.
Yeah.
You keep bringing it up, sister.
You know what?
It's a
I
pretty
think
bad
we
fate.
were all beheaded.
But by the time they get to Catherine Parr, the last wife, that's why she starts singing about like, well, why does like this mean I have to win just because I had it the worst? Like, why can't I be remembered instead for my accomplishments, what I did instead of my relation to Henry? And so it really ends with, instead of them trying to figure out who's going to be the lead, they all just come together as a group and they're all equal, they're all their own women. So
We
good.
love equality!
So then the last song is them singing finally as a whole band and just talking about, yeah, like what if things had gone different.
Just the empowerment that I feel from listening to those songs and like understanding the plot too and how they come together at the end, but they're like together but also individuals with their own like power.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that so much.
Do you think the soundtrack accurately represents the plot?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's just a really
We
great
did
musical.
good.
Yeah, that's the best I think we'll ever do.
Heck yes. Yeah, I hope this becomes more of a trend, like historical musicals, because as someone who's not good at history, but is really good at remembering music, like this would have helped me so much.
Yeah.
Encouraging people to learn, encouraging kids to learn about history and teaching
Women-
about
also
the
women in
history of women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what gets erased from like history lessons and stuff.
Exactly. I think that's it.
That's it? Alright. Stream 6.